Alright, it is Tamiyo versus the World, round 2. We just need a white mana. We have 3 sources in our deck. 1 plains, but Terrarian and Fork in the Road to find the other white mana. Not quite getting there yet, and this hand doesn't do much until turn 5 without some kind of help. There aren't many things that target a planeswalker specifically, so turn aside isn't that much insurance. There are, last round our opponent had to mulligan. This time they have to discard, so that buys us some time to draw, well, to play our 5-drops and things. Oh, not again. At the very least, they could discard a madness like deal 3, but no such luck. Play our casual advanced Stitchwing. They could have had a Alchemist's Greeting in their hand. If we knew they had that and they could discard it this turn, we might just try to play the Stitchwing on turn 6. So we could turn it aside. But yeah, if they don't draw, even if they did draw land there, they might have been tempted to concede. Alright, what is this sideboard? I've got to clean this thing up. Yeah, we didn't see much. We saw some white stuff, but not enough to bring in Clipwings. Deck's good like it is. Trying to think, yeah, these Vexing Scuttlers would be better if we had some instants and sorceries. We have so many emerge creatures in our sideboard to begin with that it was nice to have a tiebreaker to cut some of them. Yeah, this hand is great. We didn't even have to give away our Tamiyo tech. Alright, white-red should be an aggressive deck. They might be playing like 16 lands. There's our Tamiyo. Want to save the Terrarian. If we don't hit a land drop next turn, we'll probably just get rid of it anyway. I'll play the Field Creeper here. Ideally, we'll hit land, and then we can go Tamiyo on 4. Then it's a real question of whether we Fogwalker or Stitched Mangler. Ah, yeah. I'm just going to sacrifice this to try to draw a land. We can add blue-green, which accounts for all the spells we could want to play. And don't quite get there. It's a bit of a shame. So, opponent had mana problems game 1, and now we get the honor. It's the only honorable way to go. With this combination, we still get to block a 3/3 Thalia's Lieutenant, or even a 2/3 Inquisitor that comes in randomly. And if they do attack here, it's just probably a trick of some kind. But I don't mind trading. I mean, if we can. If they just kill the Field Creeper here, then they get to attack next turn with Thalia's Lieutenant. And that's pretty good. They could have picked up any number of 4-drop humans to play here as well. There's the 3/4 that tutors for more humans. It's uncommon, but fits well into this deck, and not so many decks love that card. Okay, they're going to do a trick. Oh, they pumped the power to still trade. Oh, they'll give it... Okay, they're still going to trade, but it's not so bad for them. Alright, finally. We have our Stitched Mangler. We could also do Bloodbriar to hope to block. I'll go for the Mangler. I don't want to trade off the Briar if we don't have to. So we're taking 2 this way, and then next turn we could hold up Bloodbriar and yeah. Just trying to make this work as well as possible. Well, that's not bad. And we do have the double blue, so yeah, this turn is okay. We can Fogwalker to keep down the Lieutenant, I'd say. Probably smartest. And then we hold up Spontaneous Mutation, which does 2 things. It stops the killer from flipping, if that's their plan. And it helps us win combat. I would be content to just trade the Mangler for the Horror here. The only time I would play the mutation on the Horror would be if they pumped it up with the Trick. Because what I'll do... Well, they are playing Lone Rider. Okay, yeah, what I'll do is just put the mutation on the Lieutenant to hopefully keep pace with its power. Urgh. Come on, land. They already used Borrowed Grace, which is one of their outs to gaining 3 life pretty easily. So we just need to focus on drawing land. Best draw might be Plains here. Whelp, that stops their thing from flipping. They can't really attack into us easily this turn. We did it. We got a land. 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't even emerge this guy yet. And we can't cast a spell. So that is one big convicted killer. He's about to bust out of his cell. Watch this. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that is... He's got his shackles on one hand, but he's just going to use those as a weapon. He'll take a hit of 4 here at least. That's fine. That's right. Hit one of our guys. No, they're just going to play an even better werewolf. Play a woof. I like playing this. We had 2 options there. Sacrifice the Bloodbriar into a behemoth, or just play the Stitchwing. I like the Stitchwing. Oh, this thing. They only have 6. They can't flip the Outcast. I really have to kill that this turn, but they can make it 7, which decimates our board. Four, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we might have to take another hit of 4 here and try something like this. That way they still get to kill both if they pump 3 times. But if they do that, I guess I'm fine with that. I mean, fine enough. Because once this thing flips, it's just automatically winning the game for them. Okay, yeah, that's their plan. So we go to 9, but we're not dead to the board. And this thing has another couple of humans before it starts being powerful. Very good wall right now. And I do like this Watcher in the Web. It's a fine blocker for the Howler for now. That makes most draws next turn pretty good. Land is good. And non-land is also good. Sure. They played a land this turn, they're just attacking with this. That's fine with me. They can either pump it up or trade with Bloodbriar. Okay, so they've got a pump spell of some kind. Uh, Oh no, they're gonna play a werewolf and do 1 to each. It's a good werewolf. Yeah, that is a very good card. And pretty scary. Huh. So they can flip that next turn. Then they're attacking with a 6/4. We should be able to, like, get the Behemoth into play. This is a 5-drop, that's 8, so we don't have enough mana to, like, get this guy back and play the Behemoth. We wouldn't want to do that anyway. 5, 6, 7, 8, so we'll just have to sacrifice Bloodbriar on their attack. It's the only thing for it. Otherwise we're dead. Well, not quite dead, but we're at 4 and we lose our Bloodbriar for free. Alright, so this is the flip. Transform. After they assign their targets from the Dreadwolf, we can flash in the Behemoth. I think they should have attacked with Lone Rider there, but maybe that's wrong. We only had 1 blocker, and I guess there's like a flash 2/3 we could have brought in, but then we're just blocking the Dreadwolf with both anyway to kill it. Anyway, this works out well, unless they have that 1 mana trick. Uh-huh. Alright. Well, I don't want to bring in Hard Swarm, but the Deranged Whelp does get to attack this turn if we don't. Yeah, I'll just pass. The plan being to bring in Advanced Stitchwing for, like, I don't know, Tamiyo and Seasons Past. Well, Tamiyo and Turnicide, how about? So we'll take 2 here. Being at 3 life is not great against a red deck. Are they going to finish us off here? No, they don't, so we've still got a chance. Yeah, we can yield to that. Yeah, let's get rid of Turnicide and Tamiyo. And ugh. What to do here? They're going to get their Lone Rider to flip next turn, and as long as they don't kill the Behemoth, I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to trade in this Advanced Stitchwing for an It of the Hard Swarm. Otherwise, we just... yeah, 2 creatures is not enough to block this Menace and the Faithbearer Paladin. So let's trade this in. And next turn we'll be able to Seasons Past and get back Tamiyo and some other things. Let's take a look. What are we going to get back? Turnicide, Tamiyo, Watcher in the Web, Bloodbriar, Fogwalker. No land though, just 5 cards. If we live. They played a land, so I guess we are in good shape to live here. And the land is nice because we get to follow up our Seasons Past with a Turnicide. What did I say? Turnicide, Fogwalker, Bloodbriar. Might not have been as good as Stitched Mangler in case they get rid of our... or they put out a flyer. Well, we'll have our flyer. Tamiyo, did I say? And Watcher in the Web. So that's a lot of cards. We'll put it on them. We still need 4 creatures to block this if they have a pump spell. Alright. Lunarch Mantle. Okay, the the flying blocker was not... Ah. Well done, well done. That's alright. I'm confident we could have gotten there eventually. How about Clip Wings, huh? That would have been good there. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that in. We have a lot to do against that kind of stuff, but Clip Wings is such a beating. If they spend 3 cards to make a flying creature for 1 turn, turn aside's pretty good. We can cut... I don't want to cut anything. All this is so good. What do we cut? Maybe it is just better than all this stuff. I mean, maybe all this stuff is just better than it. Yeah, like Spontaneous Mutation would have been good on that. I'll keep it as it is. The only thing I could think to cut is like a Seasons Past or, I don't know, Field Creeper, but having the 2-drop creatures is so important as well. Should we play first? Yeah, we'll play first. Good mana base. Yeah, I guess depending on what they played turn 1, we could have held up Spontaneous Mutation, but unlikely to matter. We did overcome our mana problems that game. So it was close. Okay. This is where we play Bloodbriar, because we don't have any cards in our graveyard, and if they really want Lone Rider to flip, yeah, they could play Lunarch Mantle here. We can just let them gain their 3. It flips, and then we can imprison it in the moon, and Lunarch Mantle falls off. Bam. It helps fix their mana, but I don't want to get hit by this thing again. No, thank you. And we don't have anywhere near 6 cards in our graveyard to make this a real play. So, we didn't really ramp them to 4, but they caught up to 4. Next turn, if we draw blue, we play the Stitchwing. If not, we play Wretched Griff, sacrificing Field Creeper. And that's a really strong play. I mean, that helps us find the land. Does all sorts of good stuff. 2 cards. 2 cards in 1 turn. We might even want to play Wretched Griff to begin with. It makes a bigger Bloodbriar and the same size thing. Yeah, I'll do that. So what do we get? Another land. Alright. So next turn we can play Stitchwing and hold up the mutation. Maybe I should have attacked there, to be honest. It gives them a free attack with the Whelp, but our deck really does win the late game, so it's not too bad to play a little more defensive. I mean, if they get the 2 damage in and then deal with this guy, all of a sudden they might be getting 4 damage in, and then we wish we could have blocked at least 1 creature. Convicted Killer, sure. Before we know that the mutation is going to be good, I'd rather them not know about it. Angler. Angler's fine just as a spell. It might be worth it to play the mutation to stop Convicted Killer from flipping. I expect they have 5 non-lands in hand. Or maybe they drew 1 this turn. So they'll want to be using their mana each turn if they can. The Angler's already great. Oh, another one? Alright. Yeah, the Angler will flip no matter what we mill because of the, you know, the stuff. If we draw 1 more mana, that'd be perfect. Then we can make their creatures attack. Yes, and spontaneous mutation. Yeah, I like this. This is good. Let's see, maybe that's wrong. That might be a little bit... I'll see if they attack first, to be honest. Yeah, shoot. I lost confidence there. At least that thing flips. And now they think our spontaneous mutation is in the graveyard. Oh, man. I still want to just play these cards out rather than get this guy to flip. Wait, what the heck? Why do we have to spend so much more? Are they conceding? Or were we lagging? Okay, we were lagging. I want to play this guy. Once we get a huge board, it makes making them attack much better. You don't really want to take a turn off to do this. I don't know. I just didn't plan it well last turn. Still, we're set up pretty well. Seven, so we could even do a lot in this turn. Alright. You know what? For all that talk of waiting, I'm going to... We're going to do some fishing this turn. We're going to do some fishing. They could have a lot of good stuff here, but... the spontaneous mutation should keep that in check a little bit. Okay, so we get Wretched Griff over here. We get Grizzly Anglerfish on the Lieutenant, and we double block the Whelp, letting the Branded Howler through, but I want to be kind of safe in case of Tenacity, because even though we have this mutation, we can't stop everything from happening this turn. And they have so many cards in their hand. So if it is Tenacity, I don't want to just lose combat to this Howler. And we're not going to die from 1 hit. So right now we're winning across the board. And if they try to win, you know, a single combat, we should be able to take care of it. It's pretty cool to draft 2 Lone Riders. Borrowed Grace. They're getting the full +2/+2. So... yeah, that's okay. We get to... their Thalia's Lieutenant lives. They'll get 6 damage in. they trade their whelp for the advanced Stitchwing, and we only lose a couple creatures. So let's make sure this is how it's going to be. Yeah. Okay. Not too sad about that. They do gain 3, but... Okay, this thing's going to keep popping out at us, reminding us that we have some stuff to be doing. Tell you what, let's just make him attack next turn, too. Or we could cast a couple creatures. And not worry about attacking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Attack for 10 and cast Watcher in the Web. And we can hold on to this land just to keep, you know, just to keep extra cards for the Stitchwing. Now that we've cleaned them up a bit, we don't have to worry about our clock as much. Or, tell you what, I am going to play this land. That lets us play out It of the Hard Swarm for a hard cast. Yeah, it doesn't let us sacrifice to Bloodbriar, but anything we sacrifice would just be losing more power anyway. So I will block the Howler with It of the Hard Swarm. Some kind of double strike trick could just kill us this turn. I don't want that to happen. Alright, so Werewolf number 2 is up to bat. We can Fork in the Road and Grizzly Anglerfish this turn. Or we could just force the issue and say, attack with everything. Does that do enough? That means, well, they block these two, they take 10. Oh, they can't block this one. So they block... If they only block Bloodbriar, they're no good. So they have to lose a creature. Oh no, they can block with Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay, we still get to kind of force the issue. I will attack with It of the Hard Swarm, Grizzly Anglerfish, and Wretched Griff. That should be plenty to block with to survive. And I guess they could trade 2 creatures for an Anglerfish. Well, not 2, but they could block with both of these, and we'll kill the better one. Okay, so they will trade their worst creature with it. If they do that, they're in pretty bad shape, so they might just want to try to win this next turn. And I'll make it harder with Watcher in the Web. Plus a Fork in the Road. This is a more aggressive route than, say, forcing our opponent's creatures to attack. I like this because they're all tapped out. Sure, so these are good blocks here. They're at 9. And we can Fork the Road. Island to the hand and Forest to the grave. At this point, we can keep the island in hand. There's nothing we would draw that we'd want 2 lands. 2 more lands in play. Well, I guess if we drew Seasons Past and we got back a land, then we might want to play 2 and play like a 4-drop. I don't know. The advantage to keeping it in the hand is just the Stitchwing Scab, I guess. So it looks good. Turn 13 for our opponent. Fiend Binder, not going to do it. And they have a 6/6. Do we actually... Yeah, well, that kind of cements it. We should get to attack through for 6, 7, 8. Yeah. This will be just lethal if they block the Grizzly Anglerfish. With 1 damage to spare. Awesome, Tamiyo makes it to the finals. And we'll see if we can actually cast her and get her to survive.